Nahmadu wa nusalli wa nusallimu ala rasulihil kareem. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. The one who performs Hajj Qiran is called Qiran. Qiran will tie the ihram from miqat with the intention of both Hajj and Umrah. After he has tied the ihram, he will remain in the ihram for the whole Hajj. He cannot leave the state of ihram. He will offer in Hajj Qiran, you offer both Umrah and Hajj. So he will now offer Umrah, a complete Umrah, that is a complete Tawaf and Sa'i. After that, he will not leave the state of Ihram and will keep himself away from the prohibitions of Ihram. And then he will offer Tawaf al-Qudum, which is Sunnah. Viewers, from 8 Zul Hajj to 12 Zul Hajj, these days are called Hajj days. And in these days, the important pillar of Islam, the Hajj, completes. After the Maghrib of 7 Zul Hajj, the night of 8 Zul Hajj starts. Prepare to leave for Mina in the night and take bath according to Sunnah, or do the wudu, that is ablution. While taking bath, do the intention of Ihram. Then offer 2 rakats of Nafal and do the intention of Hajj and recite Allahumma inni uridu al-Hajja fayassirhu li wa taqabbalhu minni وأعني عليه وبارك لي فيه نويت الحج وأحرمت به لله تعالى. O Allah, I intended to perform Hajj, so make it easy for me and accept it from me and help me with this and bless it for me. I did my intention to perform Hajj. I tied Ihram for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also keep reciting the Talbiyah. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. On the morning of 8 Zul Hajj, we leave for Mina after the Fajr prayer. Keep reciting the Talbiyah frequently. Along with Talbiyah, keep reciting Durood Sharif and Astaghfar. When you reach Mina, you have to offer 5 prayers at Mina. Rasulullah ﷺ also offered these 5 prayers in Mina. 4 of them are of 8 Zul Hajj, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib and Isha. And the 5th one is the Fajr of 9 Zul Hajj. So these 5 prayers should be offered in Mina. Keep reciting dua, supplication while you are at Mina. After performing the Fajr prayer in Mina, when the sun rises, we will leave for Arafat, as Rasulullah ﷺ also left for Arafat after the Fajr prayer. Today is the day of Arafah. Today is the day of forgiveness. So keep reciting Astaghfar and make supplications. It's necessary to enter the boundaries of Arafat from the noon of 9 Zul Hajj till the Fajr of 10th Zul Hajj. To stay for a while in this time in Arafat, this is the biggest element of Hajj, and without this Hajj is incomplete. That is why the boundaries of Arafat are marked so the pilgrims can recognize the boundaries of Arafat. Remember to recite Durood Sharif and also recite this dua. Allahumma ja'alha khayra ghudwatin ghadawtuha qattu وأقربها من رضوانك وبعدها من سخطك. اللهم إليك توجهت وعليك توكلت ووجهك أردت فاجعل ذنبي مغفورا وحجي مبرورا وارحمني ولا تخيبني وبارك لي في سفري واقض بعرفات حاجتي إنك على كل شيء قدير. As soon as the Zuhr time starts, the Imam of Masjid al-Namira will recite 1 adhan and 2 takbeers, and will combine the prayer of Zuhr and Asr, and will lead the Zuhr and Asr prayer in the Zuhr time, both combined. Because Rasulullah ﷺ also did the same. He combined the Zuhr and Asr prayer and he offered it in the Zuhr time. But Rasulullah ﷺ came from Medina Sharif, so he was a traveler, and a traveler can offer the Qasr. The Qasr, which is like offering 2 rakats instead of 4 when you are a traveler or musafir. So the Imam of Masjid al-Namira also do qasr, but he is a local. So despite of being local, he does qasr. So according to Ahnaf, he should not be followed. So Hanfi brothers should be offering the Zohar prayer in the Zohar time and Asr prayer in Asr time. While staying in Arafat, try to stand towards the Qibla. Try to stand as long as you can and as long as you have the strength. This is the time of forgiveness. Make lots of du'as while standing. Sitting and lying down is also permissible. The time of Maghrib is here, and the order is to leave for Muzdalifah. For the first time in our life, the order is not to pray Maghrib in the time of Maghrib, but you have to leave for Muzdalifah. When the sun sets, leave Arafat towards Muzdalifah. Between Mina and Arafat, to the east, inside the boundaries of Haram, is a 3 miles field called Muzdalifah. In Muzdalifah, there is a mountain called Mashar Haram. When you reach Muzdalifah, try to stay near Mashar Haram, as the Rasulullah also stayed near Mashar Haram. But if you don't get place cause of the crowd there, then stay wherever you get the place. It's better to stay anywhere you get the place in Muzdalifah. Keep reciting Durood Sharif, Astaghfar and Talbiyah, and while coming to Muzdalifah, don't offer the Maghrib prayer. But when it is time for the Isha prayer, then with one Adhan and one Iqamat, offer both the Maghrib and Isha prayer combined in such a way that first you offer the first of Maghrib, and then the first of Isha, and then the Sunnah of Maghrib, and then the Sunnah of Isha, and after that Witr. This night we will be staying in Muzdalifah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showers His blessing in this night. It's better to spend this night awake and busy in zikr, Durood Sharif, prostration, recitation of Holy Quran, but sleeping and lying is not forbidden. While in Muzdalifah, pick up 70 pebbles and keep it with yourself in a bag so you can use it for Rami, that is the stoning of the devil in Mina. The Eid al-Adha prayer is forgiven to the pilgrims cause this is a very busy day. The first obligatory of this day is the wuquf, means of staying for a little while after the Fajr prayer in Muzdalifah. The time of wuquf finishes a few minutes before the sun rises. If someone intended to do the wuquf in Fajr prayer, or he intended while he was passing by the Muzdalifah, or somebody came for a little while and stayed for a little while in Muzdalifah, his wuquf will be done. The second obligatory of the 10th Dhul Hajj is Jamara Aqaba. The sun rose and the light began to spread across the sky, and the pilgrims leaves for Mina once again. Today is the day that the pilgrim stones Jamara Aqaba, means stoning the big devil. So the pilgrim will stand at a little distance from Jamara Aqaba and will throw 7 stones at Jamara. And with each stone, while he is throwing, he's gonna recite Bismillah Allahu Akbar with each one of the stone. Since we are performing Hajj Qiran, so it's obligatory to sacrifice. So now we will offer sacrifice, and after that we will do halq or qasr. Halq, that is shaving the whole head, and qasr, that is trimming the hairs by the length of a fingertip. If the hairs are not equal to the length of the fingertip, so then you will have to shave the whole head. After this we will open ihram and leave the state of ihram, and we are allowed to do everything that were unlawful in the state of ihram. We will wear comfortable clothing. We are allowed to do everything except engaging in sexual intimacy. Fifth and the most important thing to do on 10th Dhul Hajj is Tawaf Ziyarat. Tawaf Ziyarat is offered after opening of ihram and offering sacrifice. It's better to offer it on the 10th Dhul Hajj. It can be delayed till the sunset of 12th Dhul Hajj. But after that, if you delay it, then it's obligatory on you to offer a sacrifice. With the completion of this tawaf, now you are allowed to relax and do everything that was unlawful in the state of ihram, including engaging in marital relations. Since we are performing Hajj Qiran, the sa'i we performed after Tawaf Qudum was the sa'i of Umrah. Now we're going to offer another sa'i after Tawaf Ziyarah, the sa'i of Hajj. Then you will go to Mina and will stay in Mina for 2 days and 2 nights till 12 Dhul Hajj. It's necessary to stay in Mina till 12 Dhul Hajj, and it's better to stay in Mina till 13 Dhul Hajj, as it's sunnah. If you haven't performed Tawaf Ziyarat or have offered sacrifice on 10 Dhul Hajj, do it today. 11, 12 and 13 Dhul Hajj are called Ayyam Rami, the days of Rami. The pilgrim stays in Mina only to perform Rami in these days. On the afternoon of 11 Dhul Hajj, have your pebbles ready and proceed to stone the 3 Jamarats. That is stoning of the 3 devils. The time for Rami is from dusk to sunset. You will begin with Jamara Ula, the same Rami we did of Jamara Aqaba. You will stand a little distance from Jamara Ula and you will throw 7 pebbles at the Jamara Ula. And with each one of the pebbles you will recite Bismillahi Allahu Akbar. After that, stand a little side from Jamara Ula and make dua, supplication. Same goes for the another one. But for Jamara Aqaba, when you do the stoning of Jamara Aqaba, then don't make supplication or dua, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't make dua and he went straight to his resting place after the stoning of Jamara Aqaba. If you haven't offered Tawaf Ziyarat or sacrifice on the 11th Dhul Hajj, do it today. Today's important task is to do the Rami of 3 Jamarats, exactly the same as we did yesterday, and the time for Rami is exactly the same as yesterday, from dusk to sunset. It's allowed for you after the sunset if you are weak, you have children's, women's, and you cannot do the Rami in crowd, so it's allowed for you after sunset. You can leave on 12 Dhul Hajj. If you don't want to do the Rami of 13 Dhul Hajj, you can leave. It's not obligatory, it's sunnah, and it's better to be done the Rami of 13 Dhul Hajj, but you can leave. If you want to leave, then you will have to leave the Mina before the sunset of 12 Dhul Hajj. But if you didn't left before the sunset of 12 Dhul Hajj, so then it's not good to leave after the sunset. And if you stayed the night there and it's the Fajr of 13 Dhul Hajj and you are still in Mina, so now you cannot leave. It's obligatory upon you to do the Rami of 13 Dhul Hajj. Now you have completed the Hajj and you have got the greatest blessing of Hajj. Only Tawaf Wida is left. If you are living outside of the Miqat, like you are not the resident of Makkah, and you have offered a Nafil Tawaf after Tawaf Ziyarat, then your Tawaf Wida is done. The time for Tawaf Wida starts right after Tawaf Ziyarat, and there is no ending time. You can offer Tawaf Wida until you are in Makkah. After completion of the Tawaf, offer 2 rakats of Nafil at Maqam Ibrahim. When we come to Maqam Ibrahim, we recall the prayer of Had Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. When he was building the Kaaba, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give these people a messenger of yours from their nation who will recite your verses to them." And suddenly the mind, heart and body starts pushing towards Medina to pay a visit to whom is the best after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the reason for the creation of the universe, on whom angel sends blessings. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the blessing of the Hajj and grant us the blessing of visiting Medina Munawwara. Allahumma ameen.